What is up, everybody? It's Kurt, and thanks for tuning into the show this week. On this episode, we're going to talk about follow-up and probably one of the most important things in sales that I think of, which is being sold on your product. I believe I can soul. Anyways, I want to jump into that, being sold on your product. Because if you're not sold on how you believe in your product, if you're not sold on the idea that your product can give your customers a powerful result that is very competitive in the marketplace, if you're not sold on these ideas, you're not going to get results.
Hashtag yeah.
The reality is you need to be buying your own product. You need to be using your own product when you can in order to really effectively sell. So we're going to jump into that. We're going to jump into follow-up, how important it is to build a pipeline, to consistently follow up with leads, to keep your pipeline fat. We're going to jump into all that. Stay tuned. So, back at it again. I'm glad to see that people are on the channel and that we're getting some more comments and engagement.
Hey, what happens in Buffalo stays in Buffalo. Am I right? Up top, high five. Not a high fiver either. Nobody high fives anymore. Old school. I love it. I want it. I need it.
The main thing I hear and see that's a massive mistake in our sales organization is the lack of notation and the lack of follow-up. I think deeper down, we're going to dive into this whole idea of being sold. But if you're not following up with your leads, you're missing a huge opportunity.
Oh, hell no.
I think more than anything, you need that pipeline. You have to consistently touch the people that are coming in and build a system to track. So for example, if you're using Salesforce or some other customer relationship CRM, customer relationship management tool, just need to make sure that you're consistent and diligent in marking your follow-ups. I see reps all the time, they miss the sale and someone else gets it, or they just drop the ball on a prospect who could have been a customer of theirs if they had actually properly followed up. In fact, I alone rarely see sales reps follow up with me very diligently. The ones that do always get a few minutes of my time. And it's just so bizarre to me that people don't actually do this, because follow-up is critical. A lot of times people just need time. They need time to follow up, to touch base with their prospects, their partners in business, to make decisions. They can't necessarily get back to you right away, but they get busy. They have their own stuff going on and they can't always call you. They just get carried away with the minutia, with all the other stuff. Someone else calls them. Before you know it, you have no more sort of connection with this person. So as simple as it sounds, one of the biggest things you can do is clean up your follow-up process. Follow up with all your prospects. If you're prospecting and you're cold calling, go in and follow up with these people again. Like a lot of these people that you took the effort and energy to scrape, to actually diligently find, like why wouldn't you try them again? Why wouldn't you follow up a couple times, at least a few times? It takes a lot of back and forth to connect with prospects, and the follow-up process is crucial. So come up with systems, make sure you make it a massive habit. I know for me, when I first started selling back 7-8 years ago, I actually would over follow up. I would actually put people on a follow up and just follow up with them even when they weren't qualified. And we've talked about this before. You typically want to say, hey, look, if you want me to follow up, I'm happy to, but when's a good time to follow up? Does it even make sense? Are you actually interested in this? And of course you want to get into the objections before you even do that. Like, finding out, like, when you talk to your partner, when you talk to your spouse, what is their biggest objection? Are they worried about the price, the product, the service, my company? What is it? So again, qualifying your follow-ups is important, but not following up is critical to get rid of. You really want to focus on follow-up. So that's point number one I want to touch on, because I see it all the time. It's a lot of money being left on the table. There's so much effort reaching a prospect spent from a company standpoint, from a business standpoint, generating that inbound lead, or just you as a rep going out and actually cold calling people, that effort shouldn't be lost. You should recycle it, use it. Make sure you reach a prospect. Remember, you never know what the person's gonna say or how they're gonna react to your call until you get on the phone with them. But if you don't make an effort to call them and reach them, you don't know if that's actually gonna happen. So make sure you follow up and hit me up if you actually want more tips on how we do our follow-ups. I'm happy to share our systems and our process. Number 2, being sold on your product. How many people sell products they don't even buy? I mean, it's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. Like, unless you just can't do that because the industry you're in, you should be the first customer you sell. Your family, your friends should be the first sets of customers you sell. You should be selling your product to everyone. That gap, that sort of gap that a lot of salespeople have that I've noticed where they're a little bit hesitant to jump across and actually sell their friends, their family, what they're selling, is what's holding you back unconsciously from becoming the top seller. You're not sleazy, you're not a slime ball. If you sell a product you believe in, you should sell it. It's your duty to sell it to someone that you love or that you know because you know it's the best thing for them. So get behind the ball on that and really, really start to sell yourself on your own product. If you haven't bought it yet, go buy it if you can afford to. If you haven't sold it to your friends and family, reach out to them. Like, get through that resistance you have of quote unquote pestering your family or friends and actually sell them. If they can benefit from this product and it genuinely works for them, why are you not selling that to them? And if you have resistance around that, you need to go in and look at why you're resisting selling. Because reps, they tend to have this sort of like a feeling in sales where you're being overbearing or you're pushing in and infringing on people. But the thing is, you're not doing that. Sales is all about solving people's problems. It's all about bringing them value, about being a massive asset to them. I know now in my life, I have a guy that does my hair.
I'm sexy and I know it.
My hair, does my beard. I have a guy who is my suit guy, who helps me with my jackets. He helps me style my stuff. I don't have a guy for t-shirts and things like that. I still kind of have to figure that out on my own. But the point is, these are all salespeople. I go to these people and they sell their service to me and I love using it. I love buying their service. You want to be the great guy that sells to everybody that's in your sphere. Everyone. Real estate agents, for example, what do? They sell houses to all their friends and family. That's like their main bread and butter for a lot of these people. And in our business, we make a lot of cold calls, but the bottom line is we're calling them because we're bringing them a lot of value. We're bringing them a service that we're sold on. So what can you do if you're not sold on your product? Well, you got to look at your competition, get a better understanding of the lay of land. Where does your company fit in? If your company genuinely sells a crappy product that is just not good, you might want to think about what you're doing in your career. Like, why are you in a company? And think about the competition. Maybe it makes more sense for you to jump over there. But if you are in a position where the majority of you are going to be, where you actually have a lot of value to offer, not just the company you're with, but actually yourself as a rep, someone that offers a service to your clients, then at that point, it's really about just positioning yourself and setting yourself up for success. So look at client testimonials. I do that all the time. I love reading through our feedback that we get from clients. We send out surveys, we get good feedback, we get bad feedback, we get mediocre feedback, we get amazing feedback. But it's those great stories of those perfect clients, those clients that are really good fits for your product and service that help build you up. So spend time watching the videos on how great the service is that you provide to clients. Talk to your best clients, give them a call, reach out to them, touch base with them, get to know what's working well for them. Just, build that. If you don't have that yet, that's fine. You can look at existing clients within the company, the ones that are actually killing it, the bigger accounts. What do? Look at their testimonials, look at their results. Get yourself jazzed up about the product and the service, because again, if you're not sold on the service, on the product, there's no way you're gonna sell other people. You have to sell yourself first. Nothing else comes after that. You're gonna make sales, but you're not gonna be believing in it. So, a lot of great content here. There's a lot of critical pieces, but the main two things, right? Follow up and be sold. Follow up and be sold. Make sure you're following up these people. If you have a pipeline, you always should have a pipeline. You should be building it. You're making calls every day, hours of them. Make sure you're doing the follow-up with selling yourself on the product. If you haven't reached out to your sphere, you need to be reaching out to them. Go tap into that. These are people that know you, that trust you, that can benefit from your product and service. And if you genuinely have concerns about it, then you need to talk to your product team, look at your options there, find out why you're selling in a position, in a product offering that you don't deeply believe in. So I hope that was great and helpful and useful. Love your feedback. Keep it coming. If you like this video, comment, share, like, subscribe. And as always, keep crushing.